Hey everyone, my name is Leila and today we have a very interesting topic and we'll be talking about witchy fragrances. The fragrances that I call witchy are the fragrances with a very strong personality and character. Sometimes we women need those type of fragrances, probably because we feel like witches. Sometimes we have a witchy mood. Sometimes we need protection or defense. I think those fragrances will translate your mood and they will tell all people around you what do you feel, what are your intentions. Sometimes these fragrances just help you to create a long distance between you and people because you don't want to socialize, you don't want people to come near you, you don't want to talk, you don't have mood. It's just a very moody fragrances that reflect your mood, which is sometimes not very positive, let's say so. As I said, these fragrances have very strong personality and character, and for me this type of fragrances sometimes are chypres, and you will see lots of chypres today. So if you're a chypre fan, stay with me. I want to start with a fragrance that I think ideally matches my today's look, and this is MMs Aura. And this is a very beautiful, but at the same time, very wild fragrance. Why I say wild? Because I think it has some predatory nature. The fragrance is very green, very green, but very sweet at the same time. It has lots and lots of vanilla, but the greenness here, it's a bit damp. It's the like the greenness of the tropical forests, like after the rain. It's a bit you can feel there the very wet and damp green notes, like the leaves, and it also has the note of tiger liana, which is again a very predator type of green note that wants to squeeze your neck and to choke you in case if you overdose, if you overspray. So from one side it's very sweet, from the other side it's very wild, and the fragrance with a predatory nature, as I said. Nice one. It's a bit witchy. Yes, that's a sort of green witchy poison or potion that some witch boils in her kettle, in her pot, somewhere in deep in the dark deep wood, but it's definitely a tropical wood, I need to say. So a nice one, very controversial, not a safe blind buy, but if you love it, that will be the love for the whole life. The next fragrance is about a witch which looks like a bride, and she is dead already. She has a huge wand on the back of her head. She has red lips. She's screaming and she is crazy, and she shoots men from the balcony. If you watched Sherlock Holmes series with Benedict Cumberbatch, you will most probably recognize I'm talking about that Mad Bride from one of the episodes, and I have very strong associations with this fragrance when I'm talking. When I see that image, I always think about this fragrance, or when I see this fragrance, I always think about that lady. This is a Mad Madame, and the name of the fragrance is definitely suits both the juice inside and that image that I described before. So this is a mixture of rose and patchouli. That's why it creates it gives you the associations with the red lipstick, like smudged red lipstick, and at the same time with the blood, because she had a smashed head, back of her head. I think it reflects the nature of this fragrance, because this fragrance is really mad and it's really wild. It's extremely animalistic. I have an old formula. I know this fragrance was reformulated as much as the same way like the Lady Vengeance was, but this one is the old formula, and I would like to have this fragrance as a new formula, because the new formula doesn't have that much animalic notes, because this animalic aspect of the fragrance is both urinal and fecal at the same time. This is something that I cannot stand, unfortunately, or luckily, but you know, this is something that I cannot wear, and this fragrance stands on my shelf already for a long time, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know, no one wants to buy it because I think everyone knows what it is like. It's a very beautiful mixture on the top. What I get here, the rose and patchouli, is the same type of rose and patchouli that I really like, and I smell in the Lady Vengeance in the old formula. However, again, this animalistic, this castoreum plus musk here, it's an overdose, and I can't stand it. I can't tolerate it. So that's why I can't wear this fragrance. Yes, probably it's beautiful. There are people who love this fragrance, and they wear it, and you know, they're a fan of this fragrance, but not me. The next fragrance is completely opposite to the Mad Madame, and this one is from Givenchy, and this one is Lingonois. It's a dark angel, and I think this is the smell of the dark angel's wings. They are very soft, very fluffy and feathery, because this fragrance is very soft, fluffy and feathery, but at the same time quite dark. It has a lot of powdery notes. It has some what kind of seeds is that? Sesame seeds. Yes, it has an accord of sesame seeds together with some tonka beans. So altogether it smells like a niche fragrance. I wouldn't call this designer's fragrance. It's very on the niche side, pretty much on the niche side, and it is quite unique, I would say. It gives me some vibes of Dior Homme Intense, but at the same time it's a very feminine version of that. So if the Black Angel could have the wings, or probably the powder that she used, because it has some cosmetic vibes, that would be the Angèle Lingonois by Givenchy. Very nice, quite a long lasting, but at the same time very polite type of fragrance that won't kill anyone. Believe me, it won't bother. Highly recommend if you can find it online. I think it was discontinued, but online I can still see it on the discounters for a very good and pleasant price. The next witch is the witch who tries to seduce men, and she is cooking a love potion, and this love potion is called Masque Mysterio. If you see the color of the fragrance, it's deep red, I would say, because when I sprayed it on the tissue it was deep red. So this is a very musky alien. That's DNA of alien with that very bold and opulent jasmine mixed with as opulent and very controversial musk, I would say, because it's some sort of animalic musk. The jasmine, sometimes it can be an indolic jasmine, and when indolic jasmine is mixed with the animalic musk, this is a bomb. But it definitely has a very loud animalic aspect. However, it is completely different and not that too much like Mad Madame for me. This is the level of animalic notes that I can tolerate and I can wear with no problems, because it's very beautiful, because the jasmine, saffron, spices and vanilla here is much more than the animalic notes. That's why I think this is very attractive, and the animalic notes, animalic aspect of the musk here is very attractive and sexy, I think, because even my husband, who is not a fan of musk, said that this is a very sexual and attractive type of fragrance, but at the same time it's very mysterious. So I think the name of Masque Mysterio suits this fragrance 100%. So this is a love potion that the very seductive witch is cooking in her pots. The next witch is the witch from the palace, who is trying to poison the king, and she wants to give him the potion that is called Essence de Palais by Eaudemoiselle de Givenchy. Sorry, my French is very bad, and this is like Essence of the Palace by Givenchy from the line Eaudemoiselle, and this one is a poisonous rose. This is how I see this fragrance. It's very incensey. It's a mixture of rose, incense, some leather aspects. It has some sweetness definitely, but at the same time it is quite a brutal type of fragrance, and I see this as a total unisex. A very beautiful oriental composition that I highly recommend if you can find it still. So I adore the bottle. It's very beautiful, a bit vintagey, but you know, very attractive. So very nice, also loud and opulent type of fragrance, but very attractive at the same time. The next fragrance is also a potion, and I like this fragrance a lot, and I was wearing it a lot. And this is I would say the fragrance inspired by Noir de Noir by Tom Ford, but when I purchased this fragrance I had no idea about Noir de Noir and the resemblance. This is the Woods collection, and this is Dancing Leaves. I think this is a perfect fragrance for fall, for autumn, because it reflects the autumn vibes. So this is rose patchouli. It's a bit sweeter than Noir de Noir, but it has the same dark vibes, and yes, this is also some sort of, you know, potion that the witch could cook in her pots, in her kettle, somewhere in the I would say that forest would be an autumn forest, a fall forest, not a green one, because already the leaves fell down, they started to rotten, and the patchouli that you can smell here is very earthy. So that earthiness probably gives that darkness to this fragrance and gives that noir mood to this fragrance. That's why I can call it a witchy one, but very beautiful and long-lasting, and quality-wise it's top-notch. I would say a beautiful fragrance from the Woods collection. It's called Dancing Leaves. The next fragrance is a classic fragrance that I think comes from the past. It's a fragrance from Clinique, and this is Aromatics Elixir. And this one is a very bright, but at the same time potion, I would say, from the fairy, who is not that much of a witch, but she is definitely living somewhere in the forest, and she is cooking that potion. It's the mixture of aromatic herbs, flowers like chamomile, rose, iris, tuberose, lots of flowers. As I said, aromatic herbs, and also oak moss like patchouli. It, I think, also has some leathery aspects. So it's a very complicated and complex pyramid if you look in the Fragrantica, but it has a little bit of retro aspect. It's a bit vintagey, so if you like that type of fragrances, definitely look at this Chypre. This is definitely a Chypre, and I think it's a very beautiful one. Again, it gives you the feeling of the potion, but at the same time it's not dark. It's sunny. It's quite light and positive. It's not dark. Highly recommend you to try. A perfect fragrance for fall. Perfect. It's a reflection of fall, I would say. Another fragrance is my favorite, I would say, from Amaraj of all time, and this is Amaraj Memoir. I spoke about this fragrance on my channel a lot, and I think this is a very beautiful one, a very feminine one. Wears definitely some dark clothes. She's wearing diamonds, and she represents death, a very beautiful death. So the whole fragrance altogether is very melancholic, I would say, and at the same time it is very luxurious. So the fragrance I would describe as a very introvert fragrance. Like, this is a fragrance for meditation, something to think about, something, you know, with this fragrance you can fly in your thoughts to the space, to the outer space. But at the same time, again, this is a very luxurious fragrance. It's incensey. There are lots and lots of incense here, of very good quality incense, mixed with some oak moss, some leathery notes. It has some cardamom, pink pepper. So all together, it has also, by the way, the castoreum. However, I don't feel here any animalic aspect. So I would say this is like a woody Oriental Chypre. It's definitely a Chypre, but it's a woody Oriental Chypre. Adorable fragrance, a masterpiece from my point of view. So Amaraj Memoir, and something very similar in terms of the character and how I see that fragrance. I would say this is also a fragrance that will suit the Lady Death, because this fragrance is also very, very melancholic, and this is Amaraj Memoir. And this fragrance again also associates probably sometimes with death, because it's about chrysanthemums. It has lots of leathery notes. It has lots of oak moss. I would say chrysanthemum, leather and oak moss are the main player in this fragrance and the main notes. However, again, this is a very luxurious fragrance, and when you smell it, you can imagine a very expensive purse filled with the chrysanthemum flowers, and you can imagine again the lady who's wearing diamonds, who's wearing dark clothes, because of the character of this fragrance. But at the same time, it is such a beauty. So it's a sad beauty, I would say, and sometimes sad beauty is something that we can see in the fall. So that's why I think this is also a perfect fragrance to represent the fall season, and at the same time it's a bit witchy, but very melancholic witchy fragrance. And the last but not least for today is the fragrance from Francesca Bianchi, and this is Dark Side, and I think the name speaks for itself already. I think this is a queen witch, beautiful but very cruel queen that always wants to be beautiful and wants to be young and wants to kill everyone who is better than her and younger than her. That is the fragrance that would suit that sort of witch. And this is a beautiful, beautiful mixture of incense and honey. And the honey, I think, represents the beauty and sweetness of the queen, and the incense represents the dark, dark heart and dark, dark side she has. So it has also the powdery aspects. It has some violets, iris. It has some sweet notes, I think probably tonka beans or not, but again, altogether the fragrance being such a brutal one, but at the same time it is quite soft and quite sweet. So I love it. It's very deep, and you know, as I said, it's very complex and multifaceted type of fragrance, very rich type of fragrance, so luxurious at the same time. So highly recommend you to try. If you have sometimes the mood of that queen witch from Snow White, highly recommend you to try this one. A very high quality juice, I would say. So I guess that's it for today. I hope you liked my today's list. If you did, please don't forget to give me thumbs up. I'll appreciate all comments. If you have any, please, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Also, if you have any fragrances from today's list and you have the same thoughts about them, just let me know. Also, if you have different thoughts, also let me know. And if you have any fragrances that you also think as a witchy fragrances, please also let me know, because I love that sort of fragrances, as you may see already. So if you haven't yet subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press that notification bell. I also invite you to visit my Instagram page, and if you like it, please don't forget to subscribe. Also, I wish you a great weekend, an amazing week ahead, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.